So today I'm going to speak about a subject that has to do with how do we communicate in ways that our partners are able to open up to us. One of the gifts of a relationship is vulnerability. And vulnerability is being able to open yourself up to another human being so that you can feel heard and you can feel supported and you can feel validated in the way that you feel about life, about yourself, and about the things that are happening around us. As the relationship grows, what happens there is a developmental process where the relationship becomes more real. So we begin to see each other in a more realistic way. That's where conflict begins to show up. Without that transparency and vulnerability, it is going to be difficult to feel safe and connected to each other. Understand your personalities. Understand how you are wired. Understand your temperament, how you think, how you communicate, and how you internalize what is going on around you. If you do not do that, you are going to struggle with the issue of openness. So when we talk about open-ended questions, is where we are curious and interested in our person, and that way we are not finding ourselves creating unnecessary conflict and fights. So let me give you an example. When we start to ask somebody, why did you? The moment we say, why did you? That person already goes into defense mode because they feel questioned, they feel challenged, and they feel like it's a mission to find fault. Instead of asking questions, try to do more of I observe, I can see, make statements. It's almost like you're giving feedback about a situation, about your spouse, and it will also keep you out of criticizing and judging or comparing your spouse, because the way you start that conversation is what we call a soft start. So it is not a hot one, it is not a harsh one. But when we do the questioning, then our spouse is going to feel attacked and they will probably counterattack or they will go on defense mode. What you want to understand is that the need for a full story is going to help us to stay away from interrogating each other. Understand your spouse's personality and also yours. So people who are extroverted, they don't have a problem expressing themselves. So they have words, they have expressions, they will speak easily. People who are introverted, on the other hand, they tend to listen more before they speak. So they want to hear and then they want to process before they speak. Know yourself and in turn know your partner so that you are not expecting them to act like you, or they are not expecting you to act like them, and therefore your fights are rooted in the clash of what makes sense to me versus what makes sense to you. So it is important to understand the way you are going to get to that place is by asking open-ended questions. Open-ended questions are usually statements. They are not interrogative questions. They are those statements that you say, I see this is happening and I'm wondering. This is repeating and I'm wondering. That way you stay away from accusing. Because once a person feels accused, they are going to go into defensiveness. And I always say, even you, when you are triggered to be defensive, there is something that you can do that will diffuse that conversation where you feel the defensiveness, but you hold back your guns and you are able to say, I am hearing you say that you have noticed XYZ with me and you are wondering why those things are happening. If you try to explain yourself, they are going to say you are defensive. You are going to tell them, I was thinking of how I'm going to explain it to you. However, I was telling myself, if I try to explain to you, you will immediately go into accusing me of making excuses. And that is why I haven't explained to you what happened. So that now you remove the barrier of getting to a conversation that is going to end in a resolution. Because now these barriers of I'm going to be judged, these barriers of this person doesn't care, they keep doing the same thing over and over again no matter how many times I tell them. Remove those barriers so that now you can be able to come to a place of goodwill and try to tell your partner that I actually know that you can do better. I know because I have seen you do it. And so I'm wondering what happens when you are not doing what you normally do, which is what we have agreed. So how come 3 times you have done better and this one time you didn't? I want to understand where you are coming from, instead of going into now the accusations. These open-ended questions is more statements and more observation and more me saying how I feel and how I'm thinking, rather than accusing my partner by judging their intentions. Normally people are defending themselves because they are feeling their intentions are being judged, and because their intentions are not bad, that's why they are defending themselves. And we need to understand that, to be able to say, when you do this and you do it 2 or 3 times, this is what I conclude. This is what I tell myself, the reason why you do it, so that now you can get to the place of active listening and being more open to hear where your partner is coming from. I hope this helps you. It even gives you an opportunity to explore more about how to talk with your partner in a way that they hear you, in a way that they feel safe to open up to you. If your partner constantly feels that even when they tell you the truth, you are not willing to accept their truth because you have a truth, then they are not going to be open to you. So learn how to value the vulnerability of your partner, because when you value it, then they feel more safe with you to open up. And if you have a problem opening up, you know yourself, I'm an introvert, I don't like to talk too much, learn the art of communicating through writing. You can do that. You can write short notes. You can explain things that you know in your heart you need to explain to your partner, but you are avoiding the back and forth because your partner talks too much, interrupts too much. Learn how to speak through writing, and you can do that to be able to help your partner understand you better, because if you shut down, they are going to make assumptions about why you shut down like that. So I hope this is helpful. If I can be of any help to you, reach out to me through the website that is on the screen. Follow me on my social media handles. I have a lot of content there where you can get help for your relationship and also help for your mental wellness. Until we talk again, continue to live by design.